Let me tell you something. You don't know real fear until you ingested a copious amount of red licorice and then you take a dump the next morning. It's a real come to Jesus moment. Howdy, y'all. It's me, Paula Dean. It's me, Andy. I'm sure you probably already knew that. Anyway, today we're launching off another cooking vid. The first one, not real pleased with, but I think I figured out a way to maybe, Scorsese this shit up a bit. So, mostly to start with easy recipes. Stuff that's, you can make real quick and it's tasty. After 15 years of cooking professionally, there's times when a peanut butter and jelly sandwich just seems like the greatest thing in the world. You don't have to think about it. It's fast. It's always tasty. So, using that logic is kind of how I'm going to do some videos about easy recipes. And, during all this content creation-y stuff we're doing, also going to be working on, I have been working on a cookbook. Yeah. I know, right? The guy that can't read well is going to write something. I'm going to take you through the steps today on how to make my Enchilada Casserole. It's the ease of essentially making a lasagna, but with the tastiness of enchilada. And I used ground beef. You can use chicken. You could use tofu, I guess, if you're into that. I don't use tofu because, frankly, my dude knockers are big enough. Let's take you through the steps of this delightful enchilada casserole, and I'll try to break it down as easily as I can. It looks like I'm making dabs. Your ingredients you will need to make this. You're going to need tortillas. I use corn. You can use flour. You can use Wonder Bread. I don't give a shit. I prefer corn for this. You will also need enchilada sauce, and you are more than welcome to make your own. But I bought the canned because I'm trying to show that this is a pretty easy thing to put together. You're going to need meat of some sort if you want meat, cheese, and then anything else really you want to put in it. I did mine kind of extra loaded on this one, so you don't have to necessarily use the way I made it, but that's like the basic ingredients that you'll need to make this. And it seems like everyone always has corn tortillas for some reason in their fridge. Alright, step one to making this. You get your casserole dish. So what we have here behind me is we have our casserole dish that we've sprayed because you're going to need a little bit of lube so it don't get stuck. If you're out there thinking dirty thoughts, shame on you. After you spray your casserole dish, lay down a little layer of your enchilada sauce on the bottom. This is going to help give that all-around enchilada flavor while also making your tortillas not stick to the bottom or stay dry through the whole cooking process, which you don't want. You want it to be moist. Who would have thought that cooking enchilada casserole would sound so dirty all the time? Jesus. Alright, once you've done that, Step two. Step two, you're going to lay down your tortillas. So don't go real crazy. At least not on the bottom layers. It's not to be perfect. We're not shingling a roof, alright? We don't have to have, a license to do this. Although, I've seen some people's cooking ideas, and there might need to be a license. Because if you're talking about making your chicken medium rare like your steak, you're going to have some problems. And diarrhea won't be the only one. We can start piling on the layers of stuff, which will be step 3. Welcome to step 3. You made it this far. You're probably doing a pretty good job. Right, here's what I did for the layers, and I know it looks like some sort of back alley surgery gone wrong, or possibly something you hit on the way home from work. That's fine. It's not going to matter because it's gonna look good at the end. Trust me. I put down a nice layer of refried beans. We had some cheese, the ground beef that I cooked, and don't just put plain ground beef in here. zest that shit up, you know? Taco seasoning, mix it with salsa. Fucking use Taco Bell mild sauce if you want. I don't care. Just put a little something in there, alright? And I also had some extra boxed Spanish rice, so I said, why not use that too? This is like a great way to use up stuff that you have sitting around that you're just like, I don't know what the hell to do with it. So, I put that in here as well. Had some olives. We burned up 2 in here. And then I threw a little bit of enchilada sauce. You don't need to like soak each level, but you gotta have a little bit in there to kind of keep it from getting, you know, dry as a Sahara. For me personally, I go 3 layers. You know, bottom, middle, and then on the top is when you really shingle it good with the tortillas and make sure that there's no cracks and all that, like a solid layer of tortilla. Then you pour the rest of your enchilada sauce all over the top to make sure it's covered. And then at that point, once you've covered it with sauce, you do your little salt bay, whatever the kids do, with your cheese mixture on the top. Now, it's ready for step 4. Alright, congratulations, you made it to step 4. This is twice as far as some people may get with this. So, you should feel pretty proud of yourself. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. So here we are, step 4. You've sauced. You've cheesed. Not that kind of cheesed. Now, at this point, you turn that oven on to 350, and when it's ready, you shove your casserole in there. At 350, it should cook about 30-40 minutes. You know, I will give a hint though. 30-40 minutes is usually about what I say on it. But it also helps, especially with like your meat, rice, beans. If it's already hot when it goes in, you're guaranteed it's going to be heated throughout the whole thing. When I did mine, I didn't heat up my refried beans. I just did a nice smear of them. The rice and the beef were hot though, so I think that kind of helped a little bit. But you kind of want to make sure, because you don't want to have like melty, cheesy goodness on top and then just Jack Frost dick tip cold in the middle. If you do go with all cold, I would probably recommend putting a cover on this of like foil or something to kind of help protect the cheese. You don't want it to be like, fuck, that's burnt. I'd probably leave the foil on for like 20-30 minutes and then remove it to kind of help the cheese melt a little better, a lot nicer, and probably after that point I'll let it go another 15. I feel like somebody's grandmother out here talking about casserole shit. While this is cooking, kick back, watch the game. Maybe if you have some appetizers, you know, maybe you made some tortilla chips in the air fryer. Why wouldn't you? You know, you're already having the enchilada, let's have some chips and dip, you know, chips and salsa. Chips and that guac. At this point, there's only one step left, and that's step 5. And then we cut to the scene where you take out your weed. Oh, hi. You stuck around for step 5? God bless your heart. And so here we have the picture. Just look at the layers. 1, 2, 3. Cheesy goddamn topping. I was actually surprised that it came out looking this good. I can't build you a house, but I'll be damned if I can't build you a nice looking lasagna casserole thingy. Now how to finish it? You know, there's the classic sour cream, salsa, or, you know, if you want it real fancy, you can do it up like a restaurant and have the sour cream, salsa, and guac. All will be good. Whatever you like to have on your enchilada. So there it is. A little how-to video on how to make enchilada casserole. If you have leftover meat, chicken, steak, whatever, you can do it with that too. And if you happen to have extra rice, you don't even have to use rice, honestly. I mean, you can just go meat and cheese if you want to. But that's really all up to you. You know, I feel recipes are kind of like a guideline. I feel like seasoning and ingredients wise is always up to the person making it. Unless it's like your great grandmother's recipe for cinnamon rolls. Stuff like that, I would follow that. But majority of stuff you see nowadays, look at it, get the idea of what, you know, you're supposed to do. But be creative, you know, use what seasonings you want, use what ingredients you want. You know, don't be afraid to try new things. If people didn't try new things with food, imagine where we'd be. It'd all be beef stew and fucking salt pork. So if you enjoyed this, maybe even learn something, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. And, if you want to make this at home, do it and send me a picture. Go to my Twitter. I'd love to see it. Alright? And if there's something you'd like to try to see me make simple, leave a comment. Let me know. Slowly but surely, I'm becoming like a Walmart-type content creator. Just one stop for everything you need. Electronics, cheese, lubricant. So until next time, have fun cooking.